What is up YouTube, it is Matty and welcome to this video where we take a quick look at the Valkyrie and I'm going to show a couple of replays. It's not war related yet, I'm not in a war so I'm not able to actually do some live attacks or anything like that, but we take a look at doing like GoVaHo style attacks in matchmaking. I'll do a live one towards the end of the video, like literally just search and find a base that's applicable and take it down. But firstly, let's have a little bit of a look at the change in statistics of the Valk. So we know that the speed in which she starts swinging has changed, and her damage per second. In fact, I'll switch back to English chat just to make it easier to read since we're on the stats. Here we go, and if we go to the Valkyrie, so her damage per second before was 124, which is now 133, so every swing, and I think her swing speed is 1.8 seconds, just double check, I think that is the case. So that means that each swing is going to have a bigger impact. Her hit points, now being a level 4 Valkyrie, have decreased from 1200 down to 1000. Which previously was the hit points of a level 2 Valkyrie, just to put it into context, and a level 5 Valkyrie has now got 1100 hit points, so even the level 5 is not as high in hit points as the previous level 4. However, the damage per second for a level 5 Valkyrie is now 149, I think is the actual figure. Not 100% sure, definitely worth double checking. I know that Clash Wiki have the latest stats up. Unfortunately, I've loaded a wrong page up on my laptop, so I can't confirm that with you here and now. But Valkyrie changes, but obviously the speed in which she attacks and the lower HP means you need to look after them a little bit more. The hit points are, because they're lower, make her a little bit more vulnerable. With the higher attack speed, she's going to tear through a core quicker than ever, and I guess I've got a couple of replays to show to maybe highlight that, and we can see how she feels. But I think the GoVaHo, as a Town Hall 9, of course, it always has been a very powerful attack, especially if you combine it with a Queen Walk. If you with the new troop levels at level Town Hall 10 with level 6 Hogs and level 5 Valkyries, it potentially is going to make a huge comeback, or at least open up the strategies, especially with the new bowler as well. But let's have a quick look at some of the attacks I wanted to show in this video. We've got a couple of 3 stars, and this is the first one. Now, don't take this as a normal sort of deployment, because I did deploy the golems very far apart. I did it for a reason, and that was to check if the golem AI had changed, and I wanted to see firstly if my wizards were going to take down the outer defences, which they did, but I also wanted to see if the golems would redirect with a wall breaker break-in, and if that would work out. Bear with me 1 second. It's 148, sorry, is the new damage per second. My lovely wife has just passed me an iPad with the wiki, which she's loaded up, and 148 was the new damage per second for a level 5 Valk. But watch here, the Valkyries are going in. The golems are not tanking for them at the moment, they're just taking all the damage. I've used a second heal spell on them. I am dropping some hogs in from the side, but they are surviving and they are tearing through walls. You've just seen them, they were about to finish up that wall. Well, they have finished the wall now to get to the gold storage. More hogs coming in. I know I'm not showing the full raid, I'm doing it for a reason, because the purpose of this video is to show the Valkyries off. And you can see just smashing through walls. Now they did redirect because the building they were after was destroyed, but being able to tear through lava walls at such a speed, tear through buildings as soon as they get there. CC troops, Scully's not a problem. Another wall, not a problem. Absolutely tearing through. Watch the Town Hall. I mean, I know the Queen's shooting and the King's hitting as well, but they are just beasts. So quick to attack now. You can see a mix of the level 5 next to the level 4 there, because the level 4 ones were level 5 ones were donated to me. But they're able to help me pick up the 3-star on this raid, which is absolutely awesome. I will show a quick replay of the attack. Does it still show the option? I'm doing speed now just so you can have a look at my hog drop. But the golem dropped wide. I was just checking if the golems would redirect into the wall breaker to see if the AI had changed at all. So that isn't a standard. You normally want to deploy them a bit closer together than that. But you can see the hog drop in. Did manage to keep a couple alive even though the double giant bomb was there. The hogs all did die in the end because of the giant bomb placements, but the Valkyries, the king and the queen, were able to clean up the raid for me. So pretty poor hog drop, but didn't cost me the raid in the end. Next one I wanted to show is this one. Now, the main reason I hit this base, obviously I'm trying to find examples of warlike bases, but this one had too much loot to ignore. So firstly, this is more of a normal golem placement, I guess. I should have placed him a little bit wider though, just in case there was a mortar that was going to hit my wall breakers or anything like that, just to keep them away, or the wizard tower locked onto them, because when you've only got 30 seconds to plan an attack, it is not much time. You can see the Valkyries are getting hit. I have placed a heal spell down to try and keep them alive. Jump spell as well. Now ideally I want the golems to get up front and tank, and the Valkyries are moving through already, sort of getting into the core, which is good. I need a second heal spell just to keep them alive a little bit longer. I'm a bit slow on dropping it. I think a few of the Valkyries are dying. There we go, there is the heal. Keeping them alive and the damage per second they are offering is ridiculous. The mistake I had made though is not bringing a second jump spell to get them out of the core, because if troops are left to die in the core, for example, a perfect jump would have been on the right there, and they'd have been able to carry on moving through the base. And it's difficult to get your hog drops right when they're not being... The whole purpose of a GoVaHo, and you've probably seen it in my live attacks, is the idea that the Valkyries and the king and the queen and the golems all add to that tanking, to distract all those outer defences, and when the outer defences are distracted they are primed to being hogged. I'm not able to really demonstrate that in this video. Obviously I've got a lot of live war attacks where I have a bit more time to plan and you know, come up with something a bit better, but this is just an off the cuff raid, able to get the 3-star again, pick up a huge amount of loot using GoVaHo. I wouldn't recommend farming with this strategy because it's pretty heavy on dark elixir usage, but it's just to try and practice and get a feel for how the Valkyries are. Their speed of taking down buildings is significantly noticed. Let's take that theory and put it to a live test and see how we look when we're trying to 3-star a live Town Hall 9. It's a good trophy range to find Town Hall 9s actually. I'm hoping to find a war base. I mean, that would be great. I mean, I don't really want to attack this because the king and the queen are on the outside. I mean, there's enough loot there to make it worthwhile, but with the king and the queen outside, it's kind of pointless. Also, I could have done a video where I did like different amounts of Valks, like 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, you know, but I think the GoVaHo that we know and love in the war communities particularly, the sort of stock standard army is this. You obviously adjust it on a per base basis, but this is like the typical format, shall we say. And yeah, so I wanted to do it with that. I think that a lot of new strategies are going to come out that are pretty Valk heavy, particularly if you find bases that are very open, having a higher amount of Valkyries and a lower amount of hogs, even maybe going into the sort of GoVaHo territory where you're dropping the hogs altogether, could be applicable on some bases. But it's certainly going to open up the game in ways that can't be in sort of guessed at this early stage. I think this guy's got too much loot to ignore. He has got an expo upgrading. The queen is alive there. The king's alive. Maybe this is a viable base to try for. Now what I think we'll do is jump over that bottom mortar. It's a quick route into the queen. I'm wondering if I can check the CC. I almost hit next then. See if it's got any troops in. We'll use a hog for that. I'm going to enter at the bottom. See if I can distract both of those arch towers. Breaking by the wizard tower. Okay, let's use a hog to test. Here he goes. Are pulling some giants out the CC. We can't use a poison for them, so we're gonna have to sort of do that on the fly. Golem 1 and 2 down. Poison we can drop now. Wizards 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just to start the process. Because they are giants, that I'm just dropping the wall breaker 1, test 1, 3 in, because the poison will work if the troops are hold on, let me just get these down. Yeah, sorry, the poison will work if their troops are moving or attacking something. Got my first heal spell down there. Going to start watching on the hog riders now. A couple of distracted defenses down here. can make use of quite a few defences to go down, quite heavy on the initial hog drop, but we've got our heal spell going to happen in the core now to try and keep the troops alive in there. I am going to use the jump spell to get back out of the core as well. We're getting some good tankage, it's a new word, from the rest of the base, and we're going to try and just drop a couple of single hogs just to help take it all down. I've got 5 left. I'm going to drop a token wizard over the side over here. We're still good for the King Valkyrie Golem moving through. 5 hogs left. Going to have to put them to good use in a bit. Okay, with everything hitting that now, I'm going to send all 5 hogs in to finish the job, hopefully. Wizard up the top there. Goblins, let's have a little look at what we're saying. Nothing yet. Unfortunately, I've been caught by a couple of springs there. The king has got stuck. The queen is running around the outside, so not great usage by them. However, I think we're going to be okay. I'm dropping the goblins over here. I think because of my hero health and the fact I've got both abilities, I think I'm going to be okay. But yeah, haven't moved through the base quite as smoothly as I was hoping for. Did catch some double giant bombs. I think maybe the hogs got caught by that. We can check on the replay. I've got the 3 stars, so I'm just going to pop both abilities there. It doesn't really matter. The raid is basically done. But yeah, at least we had some CC troops. Obviously, you can't drop a poison on the head of the troops anymore, so the pull was almost pointless. I guess I just wanted to check what was in there to see how I could deal with it on the fly. But yeah, pretty good. Worked out to be a nice 3-star in the end. Got all the loot from the raid. But again, it's just to try and test and get a feel for the troops themselves. And let's have a little look on the replay of this and see what we can learn, if anything. Yeah, CC pool was pretty normal. The double jump did help to get the Valkyries through the base. I would be interested to see how long they survived for. But there's the golem drop, poison down nice and early just to try and slow those giants down in their attack speed. And start getting that health worn down. I wonder if any of those wizards did catch one of the archer towers. I was hoping they would, but no, the one that would have got hit by the secondary wizard tower. But the one over here did, clutched it, which was nice. We'll follow the Valkyries in now, see how they got on. Initially started heading the right way into the cluster, went straight to the queen, wiped her out, caught a giant bomb as well, which is great. Then moved into the core. We got the big group there. At this point they're starting to get hit by Teslas, by Skellies. One got sprung out. Heal spell was down in just enough time. The town hall's down already. You can see the hogs are starting to the king took out quite a few of the hogs, so maybe the drop wasn't too smart on that. Maybe I should have waited for the king to get distracted. But I did catch some hogs go down there with the giant bombs. That didn't help me out too much, and yeah, just a little bit unfortunate. Just not too smooth on the hog drop. But again, when your queen goes completely off course like she has, I mean, she hasn't helped in the core whatsoever. She could have just put shots on pretty much a lot of those well, particularly those Teslas. So using those hogs was the smart choice in placement and timing, I think, but unfortunately I caught the spring trap, which didn't work in my favour. Of course, I did have the haste spell, which I completely forgot about as well. Literally just noticed that it was still there. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. Good to see the Valkyries in action again. GoVaHo is going to definitely be, if it wasn't before, quite well used within the war community. I think it may be even more so now, particularly with a lot of the YouTubers maybe jumping on and doing a lot of GoVaHo content, which I'm sort of expecting. But yeah, it was it was a good. I think it was good to see the Valkyrie in a spotlight. Good to do a live raid with it, and I'm enjoying practicing with her. And hopefully I can bring some more 3 stars. And maybe when I go into war, it's not going to be a complete dumbstruck first hit. I've got a bit of practice under my belt, so I advise you guys to do the same, and I hope you enjoy it. So for now, peace out. See you on the next one.